Welcome back to the Trailer Hustle Podcast. My name is Justin, and this is the Trailer Owners Network. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. I want to discuss, number one, there's a new product that's coming out soon. I got a sneak peek at it when I was at NATDA in Nashville. I think that was in September. Yeah, September. So a couple of months ago. A few months ago? Yeah, a couple months ago. And it was a pretty cool product that Dexter was showcasing. And Down to Earth, which is, they're friends of mine, and they I think are one of two manufacturers that is testing this thing. And I think that I'm able to speak accurately about this from what I remember in conversation after talking with Dexter and talking with Down to Earth and a few other folks. As of right now, this product is called DEX 360, DEX 360, DEX 360, and it's going to be a factory installed thing. So like if you purchase a trailer brand new, it'll be able to be a factory installed option. And I know eventually they're going to make it like a dealer add-on where you can have it installed at dealerships, but it's not going to be something they're going to sell just to the general public as far as I know. They're calling it the first comprehensive smart trailer system. Now, I don't know if that's the best way to explain it. It sounds good, but everything that this thing does, as far as I know, there's products in the market that do it. Now, is there one product that does everything this does? I don't think so. It's cool that it's going to be a factory installed thing. That's cool, I guess. But I'll tell you guys kind of what it does and some of the features. And I'm excited. They say that's going to be rolled out this year. That's cool. I know like I said, I know it's being tested right now, but I'll be excited to see what their results are, what Down to Earth thinks of it, what their customers think of it. And I'm also really curious about the cost. I don't remember the exact numbers they said, so I apologize if I get this wrong, but I want to say it was going to be like there's a couple of different options, but like $450 or $850 plus $10 a month or something like that, like $450. I don't know, probably less than $1,000 to have it installed, plus a monthly service fee. But let's go with the features. So I'm going to read the headline for it, or not the headline, but the, where it says a revolutionary innovation. There's a lot of jargon about Dexter, and that's great. They're a great company and all, but let's see. The DEX 360 smart trailer system is a new innovative system designed to give drivers peace of mind, knowing their trailer is secure and operating safely. Dexter has long been at the forefront of integrating advanced automotive technologies into the trailer industry. With the DEX 360 system, Dexter continues to lead the market, bringing your trailer a new level of safety, security, innovation, and convenience. Okay, I probably could have skipped all that here. Features like a virtual odometer, geofencing security with GPS tracking, and real-time monitoring of essential components such as tire pressure and battery level ensure that Dexter has your back, providing confidence on every journey. So let's break those down really quick. So features like a virtual odometer. All right, that's cool. I mean, most GPS units have that. A lot of them do anyway, where you kind of keep track of your mileage. I know Ride Dog, who's a partner of Trailer Hustle, you can keep track of your mileage pretty easily with that system. So same kind of thing. So that's cool. They put that in there. What else do they have? Real-time monitoring. Geofencing security with GPS tracking. Yeah, pretty much every GPS that you have on your trailer will have that. I don't know of a GPS provider that does not offer that. So pretty basic stuff with those two things. And geofencing, by the way, most of you guys are going to know what geofencing is. Some people don't. I had somebody ask me about it the other day when I was talking about, talking GPS with them. Like, what's geofencing? I didn't realize that was still a big thing where people didn't know that. And that's cool. I figured it was a pretty commonplace thing for people to know what that is. Geofencing is kind of like drawing an invisible line on a certain area on a map, for instance, right? And you're basically telling your GPS, hey, if you cross this line, I want to know about it. That's essentially what it is. So you're basically saying, okay, here's my house or here's my trailer. Here's this area around it. Call it, whatever, 100 yards or whatever. And if your trailer exits that, then you get a notification, you get notified, whatever. So that's basically what geofencing is in a nutshell. And that was the other thing with Ride Dog, not to pivot too much, but with Ride Dog, their stuff lets you know if it's tampered with immediately, not just when it's out of the geofencing area. Especially if you have a lock on the trailer and somebody's starting to bust up the lock or something like that, and that's kind of slowing them down. Well, you're going to get notified that they're even tampering with it. So you can hopefully get out there and prevent anything from going, leaving the lot in the first place. So anyway, Pretty standard stuff. Let's see here. And real-time monitoring of essential components such as tire pressure and battery level. And I did some more reading, and I remember the conversation. One of the other things is it's really just one other thing, I'm pretty sure as of now, which is tire temperature. So this essentially is going to be in the form of a TPMS system, tire pressure monitoring system. And I'm pretty sure it was 2011. All vehicles manufactured, there might be weight things to play with this, but I'm pretty sure it was all vehicles manufactured 2011 and newer are going to have it. I've been out of the tire and wheel game for a little while, so I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. Regardless, everybody knows what a TPMS system is these days. And they basically just let you know when your tire goes below a certain threshold. Now, this, I imagine, will be very similar to that. It will have heat tracking. Now, I'll be curious how accurate the temperature tracking is, because heat isn't necessarily something to be afraid of. I mean, your tire's going to heat up. Right. Most of them that have alerts that alert you about temperature, I believe it's like 158 degrees. 158 is kind of what they've deemed as like the threshold, where anything above that, that's when you really can start having problems. But 200 being like, okay, hey, this is bad. This is really bad news. And less about heat increasing. A lot of it is about heat increasing rapidly. For instance, if you've got a tire that's 100 degrees and in the span of a handful of seconds it jumps up to 130 degrees, that's totally different. That's a big thing. It's usually a sign that your bearings or your tire or suspension, something's having a big problem. But having those, I mean, that's not an uncommon thing. Tire pressure monitoring systems, there's a lot of aftermarket systems that you can get already. It is cool that all those things will be in one unit. I don't know about the price of it though. The other thing that it's, and by the way, just speaking of heat really quick and tires, I figure I'll throw this out there to you guys. Your temperature of your tires, because some people, I've talked to you about this before. When I was in the industry, customers would ask about it. Your tires on your trailer, vehicle, anything, are usually going to be between like 20 and 60 degrees above ambient temperature at operational speed, like if you're going down the highway, okay, once they're like leveled off and you're going highway speeds or whatever. 20 to 60 degrees is kind of the range. Sometimes a little bit more, of course. There's a lot of factors that play. Talking trailer specifically, if your trailer's overloaded, that will certainly increase temperature. If you're running low tire pressure, and that's the number one thing that's going to create a lot of heat, if you're running low tire pressure on your tires. So there's little things like that of course will impact the temperature of the tire in a pretty big way, or small way, but most of the time in a pretty big way. So TPMS systems are a good thing for sure. And I'll talk about how this kind of correlates with the rental industry and the rental side of things. And I'll tell you some questions that I asked them in a second. But speaking of heat and tires, there was actually a post in the group recently. Somebody was like, man, this tire is a piece of crap. And the sidewall just completely disintegrated. It's like, well, it's run flat damage. It's a heat ring. What was happening in that? You guys can go back and find that post. But what happens when a tire goes low, and we're not talking about, it's 10 pounds low. When it goes low, like you got to catch a nail in it, whatever it is, got a slow leak, valve leak, whatever it is. When that tire pressure decreases and that sidewall pinches together, that friction creates a ton of heat. And you ever see a tire that just has this perfect little ring going around it, whether it be just kind of an indent, a rough spot, a dark spot going around, or it completely came apart. Sometimes they're super wide, sometimes they're super small. This tire size makes a difference. Tire construction makes a difference. How long it was driven on, with what pressure, all that makes a difference. They all look a little different. But that's called a heat ring, or called run flat damage. So, low temperature, excessive heat, two very, very bad things for a tire. We kind of addressed this a little bit when we were talking about balancing of tires and stuff like that, in one of the first, in some of last week's episodes, the week before. So take care of your tires, guys. Big thing. But anyway, you have to educate yourself in this stuff and understand these things and why these things operate the way they operate and why these things are, big deals. Let's see here. So real-time monitoring of essential components such as tire pressure and battery level. So yeah, tire pressure, of course, is a good thing to note. Battery levels, of course, a good thing to note. That's good, especially if you guys have them set up on either a trickle charge as you drive, or if you have like a solar panel or whatever, it's good to be able to check at a glance and not have to go out there and hook something up to your battery. That's certainly convenient. Conference every day. Yeah, so they have a diagram. I recommend you guys go to dextergroup.com/dex360. Dextergroup.com/dex360. And they have a couple of typos on here, but they have a little form you could submit if you want more information on it. But again, I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot more info on it unless you're a manufacturer wanting to run tests or something like that. But this will be a pre-installed thing that the manufacturer will do eventually. Dealers will probably offer it as an add-on. So when it comes to renting trailers for us, that are renting, now obviously if you're using your trailer for hot shot or for junk removal or something like that, yeah, it's good to have this stuff. You're driving it, you can see stuff right at a glance. How does it help with the customer? I mean, it is good to see if you get a notification of something, you can call your customer right then and there, and it'll eliminate a lot of issue, hopefully eliminate some issue that, customers that don't pull trailers all the time, they don't know what to look for, what to feel for. They don't know that the trailer feels different. If you pull in your own trailer every single day, you're going to be able to tell, hey, it feels different. It's dragging more or, whatever. It's tracking differently. A customer, they're not going to know any of that. So it is cool. You can hit them up. Hey, man, just so you know, I just got a notification. Pull over, check it out for me. Let me know. Send me some photos, whatever. Hey, fill up that left rear tire, whatever that looks like to you, whatever that conversation might be. So I see some benefit. One of the questions I asked Dexter when I was at the show was, do you think there could be in our industry for rentals, if customers are taking this thing, it'd be kind of cool if the customers, or if you could provide your customers like a temporary login so they could see this information on their phone. So, for instance, if a customer is renting your trailer, they could download the app or whatever it is. I mean, they would get more market share and more people knowing about it if they offered that. But I think that'd be kind of cool if a customer could download it. Hey, plug in this information. Maybe not your exact login info, but maybe you give the customer a login. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to figure that out. But it'd be cool if the customer just had control over it temporarily while they have it, like a limited access type thing. Maybe not the GPS or anything, but just about tire pressure. I think it'd be kind of cool. But they didn't really, I don't know that they gave a whole lot of thought to it, the fellows that I was speaking to, but it's more important to me than it was them, I guess. But you never know. Talk to the right guy, sometimes the right things happen. But no, I think this is a cool thing. Again, most of the stuff is already available. You can already get TPMS systems and put them inside your trailer. That will, monitor heat as well as temperature, temperature as well as pressure. You can already get incredible GPS systems that will do your virtual odometer, geofencing, and then some, with companies like Ride Dog. So all this stuff is already out there. So I don't know long term if it's going to be beneficial or really worth it to purchase this thing, if it's going to be $800 or $900 or whatever it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm sure there might be different tiers to it. If I remember correctly, they said there'll be a couple different price points. So maybe it's like you only get GPS or you only get this, or you only get that. Weight would be a cool thing to monitor. If there was a way to monitor weight, I'm not sure how they would do that. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Certainly not through the current system that I'm looking at, this little diagram. If you guys are wondering, by the way, I have a big TV right up above me for those that are watching this on YouTube. So if you're like, what the hell is he looking at? Why is he always looking around like he's looking at a fly? I got a huge TV up here that I'm looking at, and I've got stuff loaded up here, just some notes and things to kind of keep me on track. Because as you guys know, sometimes I'll wander off in a random direction all by myself. So, so that's what I'm looking at up here. But the little diagram they have right now, where the antenna is, the repeater module, the CAN module, and the DEX 102 telematics device. Sounds great. The DEX 102 telematics device. Anyway, there's nothing there that could do anything for weight. But anyway, weight would be a cool thing for the customer to know as they're doing things, instead of just giving them a cheat sheet of them assuming if it fits, it ships, like everything. But anyway, it's a cool product that I see that they're testing out. It's cool that they're thinking about that. Your average trailer owner will benefit from it. It's cool that it's in one app. That would be a pretty cool thing for Ride Dog. Matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to Adam for Ride Dog and ask him about that, because TPMS systems would be a very logical thing to include with this, with like your trailer tracking and all that. So, I mean, they're doing stuff that's cool. That's great. even though those products are on the market, it certainly would be an easy thing to just have it all in one place. But anyway, now I'm just kind of rambling about it, but I mean, yeah, it's cool. Figured I'd bring that to you guys. It was something that I thought was pretty cool. There's not a whole lot of information on it. They have they have like a half a page of info, and then they have a video that basically just says all the same things I just said, but with a really cool voice. So that's pretty much it. But introducing the DEX 360 smart trailer system. If you guys YouTube it, DEX 360, the videos will pop up talking about it. So cool product, guys. Just know that's coming. It says 2025. Clearly it'll be next year before they really have anything going on because it's still being tested. So the next thing I want to discuss really quick, guys, is holidays are right around the corner, and what a lot of people assume and feel like is their slow season is right around the corner as well. And, you know, I'm in Florida, so I don't really have a slow season. The winter doesn't slow me down at all. So the guys that are up north that have a lot of snow and that kind of thing, they say, I've heard people say that it does slow down. I've heard people say it doesn't slow them down. I would imagine that different types of trailers, of course, will impact things. Like, for instance, if you're hauling a car, an enclosed trailer as compared to a open trailer might be a little bit more, you know, that might be sexier to you. Or if you're moving items from a storage unit, you know, you're moving your house or whatever. I mean, using an open utility trailer when it's snowing, probably not near as fun as using like a 7x16 enclosed. So certain trailers might do better, you know, where you're located. But one of the things that I want to stress to you guys is even in slow times, because I get slow times. I can't say that I don't have a slow season. It's not like I can forecast or predict it's going to be slow this time to this time where I'm at. I've never been able to find that. I just, you know, I've been in retail a long time, and in retail, you tend to be able to forecast things. Sure. You know, if you're selling furniture or something, all right, back to school time is going to be a little bit slower. People are focusing on that. And oh, just before the holidays, nobody's buying furniture. You know, but just before all that, when people are planning ahead, they will, because they know if they got family coming over and all this. So it's like all these weird little windows for these different mindsets that customers are going to have, whatever. There's a whole science to it. There's a whole schedule to it and all. Trailer rentals is really not that for me where I'm at. I just don't have it, thankfully. It tends to be pretty busy. Not to say, though, that I don't get slow sometimes. And usually when I do, I might get slow for like a week or two, or maybe 3 weeks. When I hit the third week, I've done this long enough, and I've experienced slow times enough to where I know, okay, give it a few more days. As soon as I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Why is it so slow? As soon as I start freaking out like that, I just give it a couple of days, and it usually comes back. And if I give it a couple of days and it doesn't come back, then I really start freaking out. It always ends up clicking again. So it's, you know, I just have to remember, be patient, stick to the fundamentals. And that's really what I wanted to talk about, was the fundamentals. If you're slow, guys, use that as an opportunity to baby your trailers. Maybe you need to recoat that deck. Maybe you need to, you know, replace some signs. Maybe you just need to give it a good bath. Maybe it's been a long time since you gave it a good bath. I know my trailers are filthy right now. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks since I've washed any of them. So maybe you just need to give them some TLC. You know, maybe it's been a long time since you've really, you know, sprayed down your straps. Maybe it's been a long time since you've put some key graphite inside of that toolbox lock. I mean, do all those little things that you sometimes don't do just because they're busy or you just don't think about it. You know, baby the trailers. Maybe you hook them up. Use that as an opportunity. If you got all the trailers there, hook them up. Take them to different places. Take more photos. Increase your listings on Marketplace. Use that as a great opportunity to call some of your better customers, or the guys that have rented from you before. Hey guys, I've got trailers available. Just want to let you guys know. Merry Christmas. It's you know, good to talk to you. Yada yada yada. And get back to the fundamentals and baby your business for a couple of weeks if it starts getting slow, or if winter starts to if I hear this so much. It's kind of like what was the show, Game of Thrones? You know, winter's coming. There's a lot of guys that are like worried about spending money or don't want to get tied down to this or that because winter's coming. It's going to be slow. It's like, really? Like, this isn't a seasonal business. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's slow for you, but the more people say winter is slow, it's going to freak everybody out. Winter's not slow. I talked to a lot of people up north, and it ain't slow for a lot of guys. So don't let that get in your head. Focus on the fundamentals, guys. And if it is slow for you, just keep working. It'll come back. It always does. Hopefully sooner than later. Okay. I'm talking from a position of being spoiled. I know that because I'm in Florida. we get like, I don't know, 3 weeks worth of maybe upper 30s temperatures, and everybody freaks out and forgets how to drive and, forgets where we live. But, otherwise, yeah, I'm talking from a position of being very spoiled, I know. But stick to those fundamentals, very important. Now, with it being the holidays, there's a couple of cool things you can do. It's a great opportunity to stand out from everybody else. And something I do is I go buy bulk greeting cards like this one you can see here if you're watching on YouTube. And I think I pay like a quarter to 50 cents a piece when I buy them in bulk, like, 15 to 25, sometimes 50 of them at a time. And all I do is I usually have a little message like this one says, warmest wishes for a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then I write inside of it, thank you for your business. Merry Christmas, with my terrible handwriting. And I close it up, put it in an envelope, and I got a stack of them. And when a customer comes to pick up the trailer from me, I write their name on the outside of it. They think, wow, this guy got me a Christmas card. I got everybody a Christmas card. I write everybody's name on the outside of it as they come and pick it up. And it's just a little thing, but it goes a long way. People will talk about it in your reviews, and it leaves a lasting impression. We talk about we want to build raving fans and we want to get customers for life. Well, these little things like that are the things that separate you from everyone else. Are they going to get a Christmas card from anybody else? Is U-Haul going to give them a Christmas card? Is Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Walgreens, Target, any company they interact with, are they getting a Christmas card from them? No. Maybe in the mailbox. Later on, if it's a niche, small mom and pop style company, they might mail them one because they're on a mailing list. But at the time of doing business with them, hand them that card. You don't think that person's going to give you a Google review if you hand them that Christmas card at the time of pickup? They bring it back. Hey, man, thanks so much. Glad the rental went okay. You mind if I send you a link so I can get that Google review from you? That'd be awesome, man. I'm almost at 350 reviews. I'd love it if you could help me get closer to that and leave me 5 stars. What do you think? And just shut up and wait for them to answer. Very important. Had a great conversation with somebody the other day out of Indianapolis, or I think it's just north of Indianapolis. And we were talking about his Google reviews, and we were talking about some strategies and ways to kind of boost those up. And, he's every time I talk to him, I just get excited. He's a very good guy, and he seems to do good business. And he's also anxious to grow and anxious to see this industry continue to morph into something amazing for him and his family. And, it's cool. But no, I was talking to him about it, and I told him about this, and we talked about Google reviews. We talked about a few things like that. And, you just got to get back to the basics sometimes. Got to think outside the box a little bit. One of the things that he was talking about was he had someone at an auction house that offered, he said, hey, man, you could park your trailer here sometimes. And I know I'm shifting subjects a little bit, but this is part of that conversation. Got an auction house, essentially said, hey, if you want, now and then you can park the trailer here for some advertising and get some customers. And it's good for that guy because his customers will have access to a trailer. They might buy more stuff at the auction house to move it because he's referring customers and all. And we were discussing, like, should we offer this guy a big incentive or shouldn't we? And, what's a good way to have the conversation with him? And, if you guys are approaching any relationships like that with a company that's either going to, that's referring your business or, being extra nice, saying, hey, you can market your trailers, put them on my property or whatever it is, think about what that interaction is like, who's benefiting what from the interaction before you go and give away the farm. And that was kind of what we were talking about. Like, should we offer them an incentive? Like, hey, I'll give you this much per rental you send to me for referrals, or should I do this? Should I do that? In this case, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a pretty easy time with it because that guy benefits because customers having access to trailers more easily will buy more stuff because they don't have the objection in their head of how the hell am I going to get it home. So that helps him. Now, that's going to be a different thing for somebody else. If you're keeping it on a car lot or something like that, they probably will want some monetary something. But think, how much is that business or that person or entity or whatever benefiting from you, working with them and doing that? Think about those things before you start offering the world to them. Like, hey, man, because you get excited. Like, man, I get to get my trailer right here on the side of the road and get a lot more cars and eyes on it and stuff like that. So just, think about it. Remember that these people aren't being nice for no reason. Typically it's because it benefits them in some way. So don't give away the farm if you're able to, work a deal with these people. And, but at the same time, take care of people. Don't take full advantage. You want it to be a mutually beneficial relationship. But anyway, I just wanted to pivot and kind of share the rest of that conversation with you guys. It's a good conversation. But we'll talk more about stuff like that here very soon. But guys, get these greeting cards, man. I mean, it really does make a huge difference. And okay, 50 cents per customer, take 30 minutes and just write out a whole bunch of them. It takes no time at all to do it. Get a good stack of them and you hand those things out to customers. I assure you, it's a good way to do it. Another thing that I do is my frequent customers or my really good customers, especially business owners, guys that go to networking events, guys that talk to a lot of people, whatever, get them a Christmas gift. Some type of gift, and it could be a voucher for a meal somewhere or a gift card. It could be anything like that. It could be a best customer of the year award. I've done that before, and that was really successful for the 4 people I got it. I gave it to, and yeah. So 4 customers. Sorry if they're hearing this now. Yeah, it was, you shared that award with 4 other people, but when they get it, man, they're like a kid at Christmas, man. Like, oh my gosh, that's cool. What business gives another business a thing saying thank you for your business? Especially like a plaque or something. I mean, they're cheap, guys. They're cheap. Matter of fact, I've got some new friends, Limitless Speed Co., formerly known as Limitless Workshop. They're the ones that are going to be making a lot of the Trailer Hustle swag and things like that. I highly recommend that you guys check them out. They're going to be running some giveaways in the Trailer Hustle app too. But if you need vinyl decals or stickers, or you need hats, you need sweaters, you need whatever, they can help you out with that. But also promotional items like that. They do all kinds of cool stuff, but you can reach out to somebody like that and spend 30, 40, 50 bucks, maybe even $100, get something super nice and bring it to these companies and just thank them for their business for the year. Line yourself up next year to do a lot more business with them. All these things are things you can do around the holidays or during your slow season or whatever to get you back on track or keep you on track. So we've got all kinds of stuff coming up this week. We're going to have an interview with Trailer Valet. We're going to talk about them, talk about how they got their start, talk about their products. We're going to talk about how those products benefit the industry, benefit trailers, how they came up with it, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be a cool conversation. We're going to be talking with them, tomorrow being Tuesday, when y'all are actually watching this tomorrow. And we'll probably release that on Thursday, maybe Friday's episode. I'm not sure. We'll be with Trailer Valet. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Once we get the schedule, I'll announce that on social media, as well as in whatever day's podcast it is that I know. But again, thank you guys so much for all your support with these podcasts. Thank you guys so much for your support with Trailer Hustle. Trailer Hustle community just reached 18,600 people. On Facebook. So if you are thinking about getting into some type of trailer related business, or you just own trailers and you're an enthusiast, or you're just curious, like, what kind of side hustles, I wonder what kind of side hustles are out there with trailers, join the Trailer Hustle Facebook group, black and white logo. Can't miss it. Just type in Trailer Hustle. Thank you guys so much for, in entertaining the content and watching things and giving us feedback. I really appreciate it. And looking forward to continuing to network with all of you guys. And we've got the Trailer Hustle picnic happening. If you're in Florida or nearby or don't mind making the trip, it's going to be just south or right around Ocala, we'll call it. And that is going to be an awesome event. It's just a day where everybody can relax. Bring your kids, bring your spouses. We're going to even have a spouse giveaway. I want to make sure that the spouses feel the appreciation, because we would be nowhere without our spouses. So that's going to be a really cool thing. Make sure you guys RSVP for that. Go to the Trailer Hustle page, find that post. I will make it more of an official thing on the website here soon too. Once I've already got the venue organized, I've got the face painter for kids, I've got the food covered, I got all kinds of activities, got all kinds of cool stuff happening, giveaways, we got cool sponsors kicking in and helping with things. So a lot of cool stuff happening with that, but be sure to RSVP, because your RSVP is going to be your giveaway entry. For all the giveaways. It is also going to be how we know how much food to prepare for. So we don't want to run out of food is the biggest thing. I don't think we will, but we want to play it safe and make sure we have accurate numbers. So anyway, so with that, guys, I do also want to say, this last week, we lost a member of the Trailer Hustle family, George Bain. As you guys know, Tara is one of the incredible members of the Trailer Hustle family. She is the backbone of Trailer Hustle. She is responsible for helping so many of you guys within the community get your businesses started and answer questions, and helping with moderate the group and keep the spam out and keep this thing running. And she lost her husband George earlier this week, or last week I should say. And there is a GoFundMe. I'm going to put that in the link. I'm going to put the link to that down in the description of this video to help with funeral expenses and things like that. So if if you're a religious person, if you're religious, please pray for her and her family. Regardless, please send your thoughts her way. The support so far from this community and from everyone that I've seen that knows her and knows her family has just been incredible. So I'm very grateful for all of you guys. It really does mean the world. Thank you so much for all that have contributed to the GoFundMe so far. Some incredible contributions from some great people and great companies. So thank you so much. I'll put that link in the description. Tara, we're here for you. We love you. And we'll do anything that we can for you. Anything you need, you just ask. And you've got an amazing community with tens of thousands of people here to support you and have your back. So, you take all the time you need, do what you got to do. And, we're here for you anytime you need us. You just say the word. So with that, guys, I appreciate y'all joining this podcast. Check the link in the description. Please go to that GoFundMe and let's show some more support and love for Tara and her family. With that, this is the Trailer Owners Network. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.